Picture a roller coaster of emotions with its deep, frightening dives and its twisty pull to a death-defying high. That's what daily life for those with BPD looks like. It's like carrying this intense emotional backpack that's always full and heavy. And just imagine feeling everything so deeply and acutely that the smallest things, the tiniest things, can set off a storm. Everything can be a trigger, a connection to a past pain and trauma. Words in this world aren't just words. They're like life rafts in a sea of emotions. Sometimes they're also shields or spears used to protect against inner turmoil that's hard to understand. Words can be harsh, but it's not about wanting to hurt. It's more like a cry for help, a test, or a defense. When someone with BPD lashes out with words, they might be trying to say, "Can you handle me at my worst? Or will you stick around even if I show you the darkest parts of me?" It's tough, really, really tough, grappling with this fear of being abandoned or misunderstood. And that can turn words into weapons without even realizing it. But here's what we need to do to remember this isn't about malice. It's about survival in an emotional landscape that's constantly shifting. It's about trying to communicate in a language that's often misunderstood. So when we talk about BPD and communication, it's crucial to see beyond the words to the pain and fear that's often rooted in the trauma and disconnection from oneself. So where does this all come from? Imagine growing up where the language of love was always enmeshed with pain. That's often the backstory for many with BPD. It's like being on this roller coaster of relationships, feeling the highs and the lows more intensely than most people. Ignored or abused in childhood, dismissed and invalidated. The constant message is that what you are feeling is not valid or important, that you do not matter. And as a result of what develops is a deep fear and anxiety that feels like there is always a need to brace for the next drop on the roller coaster. It's a way of asking, are you going to leave me too? Or can I trust you? Will you hurt me? This behaviour is like a shield built from past hurts and fears. It's not meant to push you away, but to protect. It's a triggered reaction from a past place. It's a tragic and often unconscious reflex. It's not trying to cause pain. It's trying to prevent it. But the irony is that in trying to shield, it often ends up hurting the ones that we actually care about. And it's a cycle that's hard to break, especially when you've been in it for so long, when it's been such a part of your personality. When you're on the receiving end of these words, it's hard not to take them personally. It's like being in a storm where you're trying not to get hit in the face of what looks like ferocious anger and reaction. But it's really ferocious and all-consuming fear and anxiety. That's where it lives. And understanding this pattern is a key. It's about seeing the person behind the words, understanding history and recognizing the pain that's driving behavior. It's about having empathy and also about knowing where to set boundaries, right? So these are the two elements. It's like you can be caring and you can be empathetic, but you have to realize that there are boundaries that need to be put in place. Being on the receiving end of these words can feel like you're constantly dodging emotional bullets. It's tough. It's really, really tough. You find yourself walking constantly on eggshells, trying to avoid setting off a landmine of emotions. Understanding this struggle is crucial. It's not about excusing the behavior, but understanding that it's not about you. It's not aimed at you. It's not about something you do or are not doing. When you're close to someone with BPD, every conversation can feel like a tightrope walk. You're trying to balance support and understanding with protecting your own emotional well-being. It's a delicate dance, and it's okay to feel overwhelmed by it. That's where setting boundaries comes in. It's not about pushing away, it's about creating a safe space for both of you. And remember, it's okay to seek support for yourself too. Dealing with this can be draining, and you don't have to do it alone. There are support groups, obviously therapists and resources that can help navigate these waters. And it's about finding that balance between empathy and self-care. You're not just helping, you're also taking care of yourself. And that's not just important, it's necessary and critical, because you can't pour from an empty cup. So while you're there for them, make sure to be there for yourself. All right, let's talk about hope and healing. And therapy can be a total game changer for someone with BPD. We're talking about therapies like dialectical behavioural therapy or DBT. And it's not the only one, there are others. DBT is particularly good. It can be like getting a new toolbox when all you've had before are a couple of rusty screwdrivers. And DBT is really excellent for people with BPD. It can teach you how to handle emotions, improve relationships, and communicate in healthier ways. It's about breaking old patterns and building new, healthier ones. But the process of therapy isn't just about managing symptoms, it's about transforming lives. So it's not just about, maintaining, it's about moving forwards. It's about learning new ways to express feelings without turning words into weapons. It's about finding stability in the emotional chaos and learning how to build bridges instead of walls. For someone with BPD, this can be life-changing. It's like learning a whole new language, a language of self-awareness, emotional regulation, and healthy communication. What's really, really important about therapy for BPD is that it isn't a quick fix. It's a journey, and it's incredibly important to just underscore that. It's not a quick fix. Therapy is not a quick fix. It takes time and energy and effort and a fair amount of hard work on your part. It's about peeling back the layers, confronting the pain, and finding new ways to cope. Starting, and much more importantly, succeeding in this journey is a big commitment for everyone, not just for those suffering from BPD, but those around and those connected. It's also not something that will work by dipping in and out. Real life-altering change is there if you commit to doing the work. Of course, there are times when you want to give up, we all do. And for someone with BPD, this journey can be incredibly challenging, but also incredibly rewarding. It's a path towards not just surviving, but thriving. And for those around you, it's a chance to see the person they care about transform into your best self. It's a journey of hope, healing, and freedom to be your true self. Don't forget to hit like, share, and offer this to someone who might need it, and subscribe for more. Today, this hour, this minute is my world. Stay present, stay grounded, stay you. See ya.